All right, now we're going to set up our campaign. So just go up to this tab right here that says Manage Campaigns. Click on that, and then you'll select your project name, which in this case mine is Alternative Energy. Then go over here to this little green plus sign that says Create Campaign. Click on that. And here we go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you the link structure, the backlink structure that you're going to use for ranking your page. Now, right here where it says Money Site, this is where you're going. This is the site that you're going to be ranking. So the pages that you're going to be sending backlinks to, and we'll set that up in just a second. But first, I want to create the structure of my linking. So we're going to have two tiers. There's going to be one tier of backlinks that's going to link directly to our money site. And then there's going to be a second tier of backlinks that are going to link to the first tier, which are going to give those links a little bit more power so that they'll have more authority when they're linking to our money site. So first I'm going to start with the safest link structure that you could use, in my opinion. And then I'm going to show you how to essentially add additional links when you want to become more aggressive. So first, what I recommend is have a blog site, this bookmarking services, and a PDF. Okay, and the reason for this is that these, for one thing, the blog sites, when you have blog backlinks, those are typically, they're not as easy to create, thousands at a time as like the bookmarks or Wikipedia, or sorry, not Wikipedia, but wiki sites, and they're a lot more content rich because you can include images, videos, and things like this. So it essentially is in Google's eyes, it comes across as a little bit more of a high quality backlink. And then with the PDF sites, these are going to be good to use because not a lot of people build backlinks with PDFs. So they're not considered as spammy. They're a little bit more authoritative in that regard. And then we use the bookmarking, social bookmarks here, because those are going to index very quickly. Now the blogs won't index, and the PDFs are not going to index nearly as quickly as the bookmarking services. The bookmarking services aren't necessarily as high quality backlinks, but they are coming from high PR sources. So they do have some good PR juice, good link juice going to your site, and because they rank so quickly, it'll help boost your ranks for your money site a little bit faster because they get indexed so quickly with Google. But at the same time, bookmarking services, Google knows that it's very easy to create backlinks with bookmarking services, so we don't just want to create tons and tons of them, but a few of them, just running one set in our first campaign will be good enough to get our site indexed, and it'll give us some nice link juice, and those will get indexed really quickly. Um, so that's our safe first tier. Now we're going to add on to that a little bit too in a second. But first I want to show you how to add the second tier links, what kind of links you should use. So Plig bookmarks, I'll use some of those. Let's see. Could use an RSS for your blog. Maybe social bookmark to the PDF, and then we'll add wiki here. Do wiki to that one, and let's do some web 2.0 profiles. Okay, so all of these second tier backlinks are the type of backlinks that get indexed very quickly with Google. Okay, so by having these second tier backlinks, these will all get indexed very quickly. So as soon as our campaign has set up all of these blogs and the PDFs and bookmarks, the blogs and the PDFs may take a little bit of time on their own to get indexed, but then we have this second tier of links, and these are all the type of links that get indexed very quickly. So once these get indexed, they'll be linking to these sites, and then these sites will get indexed very quickly as well because of having all of these other all the other links going into them. Now, some of these they're a little bit they could be considered a little bit spammier, like wiki links and bookmarking services like the Plig bookmarks and these over here. Google knows that these can be created very quickly, and they're often used to basically create spam backlinks to sites. Not the kind of thing that we want to do. So we don't want to have these linking directly on our first tier necessarily, but as our second tier, they'll be pretty safe. Not to say that you can't ever link to your money site, but I'm just saying that basically they are not exactly as safe. So I like to keep them when we're trying to be really safe. I like to keep them on the second tier. Now, if you do want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can use the web profiles and wikis and bookmarks and everything. Like I said, we'll use one set of bookmarks to our money site, and I think on our first tier, and I think that's perfectly fine. If we want to be a little bit more aggressive, we could also add wiki links, and then we could also even add Web 2.0 profiles. And actually, Web 2.0 profiles are really good. They're really good to get your site ranked very quickly. You can get some really high PR link juice going to your site that way. So I use them a lot of times on my first tier, to be honest, and I'll actually use Web 2.0s on my first tier before I even use the wiki sites. But if you just have a few wiki sites and a few Web 2.0 profiles, that's perfectly fine. I don't recommend creating a second tier link to anything like bookmarks, wikis, or wikis is fine. Honestly, you can create second tier links to that, but specifically you don't want to create second tier links really to bookmarks or Web 2.0 profiles necessarily, because it doesn't look very natural. Because if you see an article on Reddit, for example, which is a type of social bookmarking site, you're not going, and you think it's a really interesting article and you want to link to it on your website, you're not going to link to the listing on Reddit. You're going to link to the actual article itself. So it doesn't really make sense to link to bookmarking services. So I feel like if I were Google, I would see lots of links going to my bookmarks as being created by this type of software or something. It doesn't look very natural, in my opinion. Same kind of thing goes for the Web 2.0 profiles. To give you an idea of what these Web 2.0 profiles kind of are, it's basically like if you created an account on Blogger, and so you create an account on Blogger so that you can write blogs and post on comments on people's blogs and things like that. But the actual profile itself, with your profile information, your about me information and stuff like that, that nobody links to that. That doesn't make sense. It does make sense. It definitely makes sense to have your Web 2.0 profile linking to your blog or to your PDF that you wrote or something like that. But it doesn't really make sense to have backlinks going to the Web 2.0 profiles. So that's why I don't usually create second tier backlinks going to these. But all in all, this structure right here, if you just look at this and don't include the wikis or the Web 2.0s, this is a very safe backlinking pyramid right here. Now, if you're careful and you do it with moderation and you only link using at least PR1 and above sites, having a few Wikipedia and Web 2.0 profiles and all that is perfectly fine. It is a little bit of more of an aggressive strategy, but I think that it's perfectly fine to do that as long as you don't overdo it. And then another type of bookmark, which I use quite a bit, these could be considered spammy backlinks, article directories. People have been using article directories to create backlinks for a long time, and they are a lot of times considered a little bit spammy or backlinks. But if you set up your campaigns the way I'm going to show you how to, where you don't use low quality article directories, you only use the high quality ones, then it does pass on some good link juice to your money site. And I would not recommend submitting uh, poorly spun articles to article directories, because the good ones are manually approved. So what I mean by that is when you submit your article, your spun content to these article directories, of course, it's the software will unspin it and it'll submit a neat looking article. But if it's very poorly spun, then it's likely that you're going to not get your article approved, so you're not going to get that backlink. But if you have the articles, the highly spun articles that I showed you from the leading articles, uh, those, when they are unspun, they actually read very well. It looks like somebody took the time to write a unique article. So it appears completely unique, and it appears like it was written by a human, and that it's not just some, poorly spun article. So it's likely to get approved by some of these article directories that generally are a little bit, they're moderated by humans, so so it's a little bit more difficult to get your content approved by them if it's poorly written. So when you're using highly spun, my point being, when you're using highly spun, good quality articles from like the leading articles, uh, then it's perfectly, I feel like it's perfectly safe to use article directories as well, to get some actually pretty good quality backlinks going to your site. So that's my 2 cents on that. And let's see, so I'll go ahead and auto layout, make that look a little bit neater. And now article directories, you can actually, I think that the article directories don't submit. Let me check. I don't think that you can even backlink. Yeah, the article directories don't output a URL, so you can't actually create. Whoops. Yeah, you can't create a second tier to those at all. Anyway, you can use them for your second tier links, though, if you wanted to, but um, you don't necessarily need to reserve them just for second tier. You can use them on your first tier, I think. But once again, let me emphasize that is when you're being more aggressive. The safe ones are right here. Blogs, PDFs have some good backlinks going to those. And then if you want to be more aggressive, a little bit more aggressive, I would use the Web 2.0 profiles. And then you could also add wikis and article directories if you want to be more aggressive. Now, let me emphasize again that I'm not the god of the internet. I'm not the creator of Google, and I definitely have no say in how Google's algorithms are going to be updated in the future. Right now, something like this is a good way to rank a site quickly, but it's not necessarily the safest way to rank a site, like a long-term site that you really care about. If it's a site that you're planning on having around for a while, I would stick to just these right here. If it's like a simple review site where you're planning on making a little bit of money, and you're just going to churn out these niche sites, and if every now and then one might get penalized by Google, and it might stop making money for you, might stop ranking, I would suggest being a little bit more aggressive with those type of sites, and just understand that there's a reason why we're creating a lot of them. You want to get them up to the top of Google fairly quickly, and then make a good bit of money for maybe a few months, and sometimes for a few years. But then there is a chance, when we're being aggressive with this type of backlinking, there is a chance that it will get penalized by Google, which is why we're creating several of these sites. We want to just keep creating new sites, on a daily or weekly basis, and keep sending backlinks to the new sites to get them to rank, just to make sure that we have revenue coming in from multiple sites, so we're not spending all of our time on one site and then getting it penalized. If you are going to spend all your time on one site, let me emphasize one more time, simply stick to blogs, comments, PDFs, social bookmarks, like a small amount of social bookmarks, and I would maybe Web 2.0 profiles, but I would stay away from the other ones for the most part. Then again, I also want to make another quick point on this. If you are creating a website that is like this whole strategy that I've been teaching you in this training, this is for creating niche sites that are profitable, that we can rank quickly and inexpensively and make some good money on for maybe a few months, maybe a few years. But this isn't a strategy for ranking a highly authoritative site that is like your life's work. If you're creating a website that's just your passion, life's work, and you want to get some good good traffic from Google and have long-term results with it, this whole strategy that I'm teaching right now, that's not what this is for. You need to focus on getting high quality, high PR backlinks that cost money. They're expensive. If you want to, um, really rank a site long term, you need to be willing to invest some money into that. That's not what this strategy is for. The strategy is for niche sites that can be very, very profitable, that can make you money for a long time, but that it's not going to break your heart if the site gets penalized by Google. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're creating sites that we can make some money on. We're going to do it in the most effective, inexpensive way possible, so that we have the best return on our investment, for this type of site. So, all right, hopefully all that makes sense. And Magic Submitter is a very valuable tool that can be used to help you with your authority sites too, but you have to be very careful with it, and you have to, use Magic Submitter in moderation, and use sites like the blog sites, PDFs, and then maybe a few social bookmarks for your authority sites. And then you're going to want to make sure that a lot of your money goes into buying high PR links, which maybe I'll create a training on that in the near future, but for what we're doing here, it's a little bit beyond the scope of what we're talking about. So anyway, let's move on and start actually adding the content to our campaign here. So the first thing I like to do is start with our money site, and I would like to name the campaign. Usually I name it, either the name of the website or the name of the keyword that I'm going after. So in this case, Earth for Energy. And then I like to put the date too. So I'll do 2/18/14, just so I know when the campaign started. Then I want to put the page, the URL for the page that I'm trying to rank. So go to Quickspin. You want to type in the http:// and then www dot, my site is earthforenergies.com, and slash, and this is what it typically looks like if you were just to copy and paste it out of a browser. So that's the most common way that if other people were linking to your site, this is the way that it would look most commonly. http:// okay. But you can't, so I'll actually maybe do that about 3 times. Then I can do a variation, so I'll do that but without the slash, because it's the same domain, it goes to the same place, and it gives a little bit more of a variety to your linking structure. So if other people, if there were a lot of people linking to your website, they would probably write your URL in a little bit different ways each time. Like some people aren't going to put that slash at the end. They're just going to do http://www.earthforenergies.com, and that's it, no slash. So it looks a little bit more natural this way. Now you might do another one without the slash and then without the www. So some people might just send their link to earthforenergies.com. You might even have somebody that's going to type it in all caps, http://www.earthforenergies.com. So you kind of get the idea there. So if you just click add, there. Now we've got our domain, and it's all spun so that it'll look different every time. Now, one other thing that I want to quickly mention, I haven't done that here, but I do highly recommend that you do this whenever you're adding your your domains here, you also will probably want to link to a couple of pages within your site or posts that are on your site, because having all of the backlinks going to one page or just going to the home page doesn't look as natural or as good to Google as having links going to every page, or a variety of pages on your site. So keep that in mind, that you're going to want to also include some links to other pages and posts on your site. And then for keywords, the more that you put here, the better. But we'll just basically we're just putting keywords, words that are related to the content of our site to help Google understand what our site is about. So alternative energy, green energy, clean energy, wind power, solar power. And then you really want to add as many as possible here, like as many things as you can think of. This is another thing that you could use. Get some ideas from Scrapebox. Use Scrapebox to just grab a ton of keywords that are related to your website or whatever. So the more the better is what I'm getting at. Having a few hundred here wouldn't be a bad thing, but I'm just going to put a few just to kind of give you an idea of how this all works and move on. Then for the anchor text, you want to have a good anchor text diversity. So let's talk about what good anchor text diversity means. So having Earth for energy, if my keyword or that I'm trying to rank for is Earth for energy, then I want the majority of my backlinks to be Earth for energy, but I don't want it to be more than 30% of the total anchor text. Okay, so this is part of the reason why we initially did a 2 weeks worth of blog commenting using anchor text that was not the exact anchor text that we're targeting. So we've created a little bit of padding. Now our site has probably 10, 20 backlinks going to it that have anchor text that is not the keyword that we're targeting. So now once we start adding the links with our keyword, it's not going to blast up over 30%, because we already have all that other padding there. So basically, and 30% is kind of the ceiling, I think. Honestly, you could be anywhere from, I think, in my experience, like 10 to 30%. But you want to make sure that the primary keyword that you're trying to rank for has the most is the number one anchor text. Like there are more like it's a higher percentage of your total anchor text than any other keyword, but you don't want it to be more than 30%, and that's on the high end. I think if you can stick around maybe like 15% or 20% and just have tons and tons of other keywords too, but the majority of the keywords are the primary keyword that you're targeting, and have that around 10 to 20%. In my experience, that seems to be the safest place to be to get the best results without getting any penalties. Um, so just keep that in mind. So of course I'm going to type Earth for energies here. This is going to be my primary anchor text I'm targeting, or Earth for energy. And then I'll again want to type this a few different ways. So Earth for energy, and maybe just lowercase Earth for energy. Energy a few times. And if you really want to do this, um, be very safe about this, you might actually sit down with Excel and determine the exact percentage of of anchor text that you're typing in. Make sure that the earth for energy or whatever your primary keyword doesn't go over 30% of the total anchors. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of add some add some anchor text, and I'll make sure that I'm not doing earth for energy too many times. And one thing that I'll do definitely is type, so the keyword that I'm really ranking for is earth with the number 4 energy, because that's a product name. But I'll also do like earth for energy, because some people would do it that way, and then I'll do with capitals earth for energy, FOR energy, and then maybe all caps earth for energy. Okay, so of course my second keyword, my secondary keyword would be earth for energy review. So I'm going to, of course, type that, earth for energy review, earth for energy, and then maybe review lowercase, then all of it lowercase, earth for energy review. Now I might type earth for energy reviews with an S, best earth for energy review, more about earth for energy. So now I'm still using my primary keyword, but I'm adding some other words onto it, making it a little bit more long tail, and so that Google still knows that this site is about earth for energy. There's still a lot of anchor text with earth for energy in it, but it's not just earth for energy. So it's kind of a little bit more diversification this way. Find out about earth for energy. If I knew who created the product, I might put the product creator's name in here too, something like that. But now we also want to have keywords that are very similar to earth for energy, but more like synonyms. So like earth power or something like that. Or then we can use stuff like solar power, clean energy, solar energy, wind power, wind energy, things like energy from solar panels, energy from wind turbines, power from solar panels. Then we might have the actual like URL, like www.earthforenergies.com, or just earthforenergies.com, all one word, obviously. You could just do earth for energy, one word. And then you'll want to have some generic anchor text, like click here, read this, check it out, stuff like that. And of course you can also use Magic Submitter. If you click this little button right here that says generic anchor, then it will add this gen anchor thing like we had talked about in the last video, I believe. And this will just automatically pull some like generic anchor text from Magic Submitter. So you can do that a couple of times too. All right, so now we've got a nice bit of diverse anchor text going to our site. We primarily used our actual the word that we're targeting, but we didn't overuse the keyword that we're targeting. We used a lot of other stuff too. So hopefully, so that should look really good to Google. So click OK. The campaign description, I never fill that out. I always leave it blank. So to start our campaign submission, basically it's February 18th right now. So if I leave this February 18th at 12:01 a.m., this will simply just start running as soon as I create the, finish setting it up and click create scheduled tasks. But if I wanted to wait until tomorrow, then I could just click 19 and let it run at 12:01 a.m. But I mean, that's completely up to you when you want to start it. With something like this, I would say generally spreading it over 21 days is the safe way to do it with the number of links that we're creating. But you could always, if you wanted to be more aggressive, I mean, you could do it less. You could do it in 7 days. You could do it in 1 day if you wanted to be super aggressive. If you create backlinks too quickly, though, it's going to look unnatural and it can get your site penalized quickly. So I recommend trying to spread it out as much as possible. I think 21 days is a really good number, and like I said, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can, but 21 days is what I would suggest, especially when you're just starting a new site. So click Save here. All right, and now I'll show you how to set up our blog campaign. So we'll start with a blog campaign. And in the previous video, I created a bunch of fields. So this is what we're going to need all those fields for. So if I go over here, I've got, let's see, here's my Earth for Energy fields. So here's my title. Just simply copy this, paste it over here. Summary. Copy that, paste that over here. Then my blog post body. So remember, this is the one where we have all of the images and the videos and stuff in that. So we'll copy that, paste that over here. Then our page post name, which we created in the previous video. Yeah. Now we want to choose the profiles to submit to. So basically what we're doing here is creating profiles with all the profiles that we created in the last video. We're now going to submit using different profiles, and this is going to randomize it. So basically we click all of our tier 1 links, so tier 1, tier 1, 2, tier 1, 3. We've got all of our tier 1 links, and then it's going to randomly submit to different services using different profiles, each of these different profiles, so that it'll look a little bit more natural to Google that way. It doesn't leave a footprint. It doesn't look so much like we're just using a software to create this, because if all of our links were coming from the same profiles, it would look very spammy. So we want to make it look very natural, which is why we created so many profiles in the beginning. So since this is a tier 1 site, it's on our first tier, we just want to select the tier 1 profiles. Then over here, we're going to click select, scroll down to PR above, and we want to click 0. Now if you want to be only submit to sites, really high PR sites, go for that. But you just know the more sites that you submit to means more backlinks. And some sites, there's going to be errors with the software. It doesn't have a 100% return rate of every site that you submit to getting a backlink. So I recommend, if you want to get a good amount of backlinks, if you just at least do over PR 0, because we don't want to create any backlinks coming from PR 0 sites. We don't want to create any backlinks coming from anything below a PR 1, because if it's got at least a PR 1, Google's saying, okay, this is at least a credible enough site. This backlink's probably it's probably a good backlink, not spammy. And then the higher the PR from the site, the better. Obviously, if you have a PR8 site and PR7 site linking to you, that's going to pass on a lot of link juice. So if you wanted to, you could just do like PR links above, submit to sites above PR5, but you're going to get less backlinks that way. So it's up to you, but I would definitely recommend at least do above PR0. Okay. So then the next thing that we'll do is create our contextual links. So usually I'll do about 2 of these. And these are going to be links that in the post of the page, or in the body of the page or post, it's going to hyperlink some of those words to these other links. So I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in a second. All right, so first let me unspin the article so that I can kind of give you an idea of what we're doing here. Just skip over that part. All right, so I'm going to unspin my article here. All right, so 3 tips when buying solar panels. So you see the word solar panels comes up quite a bit in here. Solar panels is something that's kind of related to, the type of content on our page. So we might take, the word solar panels, for example. Whoops, here, solar panels. And then go over here to our fields that we created before and find our links. Okay, so we'll take all of these URLs. Essentially, if you remember, all of these URLs are linking to sites that are related to alternative energy. Okay, so basically by linking to a variety of sites from all of the posts, from all of our submissions, it makes it look more, all of our backlinks look more natural to Google, because our backlinks aren't just coming from articles that only link to our site. They're coming from articles that are linking all over the place. So, for all Google knows, this website right here could be the one that's, creating these backlinks, that's using a software to create backlinks. I mean, the way that we're setting this up is to make it look to Google completely natural, so it doesn't look like a software was used to create these links. And if you have links going all over the place, then that looks natural. That looks the way that most people would create a post, a blog post or an article or whatever. And then it doesn't leave a trail going just back to us, because there's links going to all these other different websites. So hopefully that makes sense. So one thing that I'm going to do here is put another closed curly bracket at the end of the links, though. And I'm going to go up to the beginning of our links, of all these links. I'm going to open curly bracket. So the pound sign, or hashtag, a lot of people call it now, link, pound sign, and then pipe. Okay, so now if I copy all of this, and if I were to unspin it, you can see, okay, it has a link. So the hashtag link hashtag, that is what, that is the code for Magic Submitter to put our link that we created already when we were setting up our campaign. We added all the links for our money site. It's going to pull one of those links and put it in place of this. So every time you see the hashtag link hashtag, when it actually gets submitted, it's going to be one of the links to our site. So then next time, it's going to link to our site. Next time it links to this page, Solar Thoughts. Next time it links to this page. Next time it's going to link to our page. Next time it's going to link to this page. So does that make sense? So every time, so we're putting a bunch of links into our post. Some of them are going to link to our site. Some of them are going to link to other people's sites. So it doesn't look like we were just creating a ton of spammy backlinks. So you're going to copy and paste that there. And now you want to have the same number. So you can see there's a lot of spin tags here. You want to have the same number, though, of keywords over here to the spin tacks over here. So this is one cluster of spin tacks. I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe do 6, and then I'll do 6 keywords here. So 6 keywords that are found in the body of our article. So we'll find some more keywords that show up. Solar cells, that might be okay. That might be a good one. Solar cells. So we'll do solar cells. Power systems. Find 3 more. You could even generate another unique version, because every time you generate another article, it's going to contain completely different, a lot of times completely different keywords. So supplying energy, generate electricity, and then we'll find one more. To generate a unique version again. All right, conserving energy. We'll do. All right, so then click Save. Now we can preview what our blog post will look like. So here it is, our blog post. These are images right here. You can see this word solar panels links to our, well, it'll link to something, either one of our sites, or our site, or one of the other sites that we got from Scrapebox. Okay, so you see in that version, solar panels is the only one of our links that showed up in the body. So there will only be one of those linking to another site. So now if we click preview again, we can see solar panels again showed up. And that looks like that was the only one that showed up in that one. So preview another time. And so we've got solar panels twice. Okay. So solar panels is showing up a lot. And the way that the links work is whichever one is at the top, it's going to add first. It's going to basically create a link out of this one first, and then it's going to go on to this one and this one. So if these other ones aren't in the body, and it's the one that this one at the top is in all of them, it might be a good idea to move that one down closer to the bottom so you get a little bit more diversity of your links. So let's try now and see what we get. Okay, that's, oh my, what happened here? That's not supposed to do that. Let's try again. Okay, so for some reason it's inserting this wrong. Okay, you can see power systems this time. And I'm not sure why it's, let's see. Okay, it's not doing it now. That was just like a little glitch with the previewer. when your content would actually be submitted to Magic Submitter, that wouldn't happen. Basically, it was showing, just showing me the links for some reason instead of actually creating the hyperlink in the previewer. But you don't have to worry about that happening. I've never had that actually happen when Magic Submitter was running. I think it was just a short, simple little glitch with the previewer for just a second. But so anyway, you get the idea of how the links work. And then of course, we're going to have the links down here. Remember when we created our resource box earlier in the last section. So we're always going to have links to our site, and every single link that we create, we want to make sure that we're linking to our site, but we also want to link to other sites as well. So that's my point there, and that's what we've got going on. So we're looking good. So now we'll create the PDFs, and all of this stuff is essentially, I'm not going to make you watch me create every single one of these profiles, but I'll just click a few to give you an idea of how all of this works. So of course for the PDF it's very much the same thing, except that now we're going to create our title. It's just we're not going to use our actual the blog body, we're going to use a different body. So we add the title, and then for our body we'll simply use this one that doesn't have any of the images or anything. Paste, and then create a space, and then we'll add our resource box at the end because we still want to have our resource box. This because it's going to be linking to our site, of course. This is where we're creating our backlinks. So then put the resource box at the end of that one, and then the PDF description. That'll be our summary. It's the same thing as the summary. So you see our summary description right here in our fields. Just copy this over. Paste that. Then of course we want to select just the tier 1s. And now for the PDFs, you'll see that some of these services are in blue. So what you have to do here is go up to this little box that says select categories. Click on that, and now you want to select the niche that you're in. So for this one, let's see what would be the best one. Travel and leisure. So you have to basically find the broad niche that's most related to your whatever your niche is. So I don't know if computers and technology would be home and family, home improvement, news and society, pet. So I'm not really sure what the best category for alternative energy would be, but I'm just going to select news and society. And then you're going to click this little funnel right here with the blue check mark. And it's going to automatically fill in the categories for all these blue ones in something similar to your niche. So then you'll just once again go to here, click PR above 0. And then you can add your links. I just showed you how to do that in a previous video, so I'm going to skip over that for now. Click Save. Then social bookmarks. These are very simple. We just do our title and our description. Our link's already in there, so all you'll do here is take your description, paste that, do your title, paste that, and tier 1 links. And select PR above 0, save. So most of these are pretty much the same thing. Let's see, wiki. We'll just go ahead and knock these out really fast. So with our wikis, we just use our title, paste that, then our summary. Or sorry, we don't have a summary for the wikis. We just take our body. We don't use our blog body. Remember, the only thing that we use the blog body for is for our blogs. For everything else, we just use the spun article. Paste that for our actual body, and then we'll use our resource box, which is in our fields. copy that and paste that. Select just our tier 1 links. Select PR above 0. And you can add your links down here, then click Save. Then I'll come back to the Web 2.0 profiles because those are a little bit different, but we'll go on to the article directories. Article directories is a little bit different as well because basically we're going to put our body in twice, and so right here where it's just body, you put the body, but you do not put the resource box there. Instead you go down to where it says article resource box, and now we'll copy the resource box over, put the resource box here, and then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, then there's the article body with links. So now we're going to grab the article body again, paste that here, create a space, grab our resource box again, and then put our resource box right there. If you go back up to the top, you can add your title and summary. So we'll go ahead and do that really quick. Title and summary. All right, now we'll just select all of our tier 1 profiles. Then we'll set our categories again. Then select, oops, okay, yeah. Then select PR above 0. Add your links. Click Save. Oh, whoops. Okay, so one thing that happens every once in a while, this will happen with article directories most often, I think, because there's so many categories that are required. So what happens is if you don't have a category set, like as you can see right here, selfgrowth.com, if you haven't selected a category with something that's blue, then it won't let you save the project. So the ones that aren't in blue, they don't need a category. The ones that are in blue will need a category. But sometimes when you do select the set categories the way I just showed you, there's a few things like self-growth doesn't have any category related to news and society or anything. So basically what I'll do is I'll click categories, and then you can click on this box and set it manually. There's a drop-down list where you can choose something from this list. I'll just select lifestyle, for example, and then that'll add that category to the blue one. Or if you just want to blast through, you can just unselect the blue ones that don't have categories. So now we can just save. And then I'm going to show you how to do the Web 2.0 profile. So these are slightly different because basically all we have here, the anchor text is already filled in, the link is already filled in. We just have an about me and an image. So I already created the about me, I believe, in the last video. Let me go check. Yeah, here's the about me. And I showed you that we would grab images and save them to our desktop, and this is the reason why. And it's this one's kind of a little bit different. It's kind of a I haven't figured out a super easy way to set these up, but basically what you do is you click on Browse, and we'll go ahead and find our image. Let me see, where did we, okay, go to my desktop, I have my image folder under alternative energy. Alright, so I have this one image that I've saved. Click open, and now if you click on this little wizard guy, you'll see that I have this long, all this long data saying exactly where it is on my desktop. So Magic Submitter can pull the image from my desktop. So basically, everything here, if I keep it all in the same folder, it'll be C colon users, C colon slash user slash da 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 da. Then this is my images folder. And I have an alternative energy folder slash, and then at the very end is just the name of my image. So alternative energy dot JPG. So basically, what I'll do is if I'll have several images in that folder. I only saved one to that folder, but basically what I'll do is, like, say I had 8 images in the folder, I'll just put this 8 times, which and then at the end, this last part after the last slash, the name of the image, I would just put the name of the other image. So if I had named it, maybe I had an image named green energy .jpg, I'll do it like that. So just you would add the name of each additional image right in here. So I only have the one image, so I'm not going to worry about that. But hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions about that, you need me to go into more detail, just leave a comment in the comment section. I can shoot another video explaining that in more detail, but hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so now we'll click all of our tier 1 profiles. Select PR above 0 and click Save. So now we have all of our tier 1 links done. So now we're just going to do the tier 2 links. So this is all going to be done the same way. Let's see, the RSS is the only one that we didn't have in the first tier, but all you need for the RSS is just the title. So you just grab your title, paste the title in here, and then everything else is already filled in. So now we just want to make sure that we're selecting all of our tier 2 profiles. So scroll down and do our tier 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5. Select our categories. News and Society. Set. Select PR above 0. And save. Alright, so all of these other ones we did, pligs are just like these other social bookmarks. We already did the wiki, we did Web 2.0 profiles, so you saw how to set up all of those. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, go ahead and set all those up so you don't have to watch me do that again, and then we'll create our scheduled task, and that'll be pretty much it. Alright, so that's it. The campaign is all ready to go. I've filled in all the fields and all of my different types of link submissions, and I'm just going to click Create Scheduled Task, and that's it. So now at midnight is when I set my campaign to start running. At midnight, my campaign will start to run, and over the next 21 days, all of my Tier 1 backlinks will be created, and then after that, all my Tier 2 backlinks are going to be created. So over a period of time, over a few weeks, my site is going to gradually see more and more links being built to it in a very natural looking way to increase my rank in Google. So if you want to check on your backlinks, of course, in the scheduler, you can see that your backlinks are all being created here. And then let's see, if we go out of here, we can check on which backlinks have been actually created. If we just click on the links manager, it'll show us what backlinks have been created here. We just click on our cat project and everything, but of course I just set this up and haven't created any backlinks yet. So there's no backlinks there, but if I was to open up one of these other ones, you could see how there are backlinks being created to all of these. Okay, so one other thing I think I forgot to mention was that if I let me edit this, go back to my campaign real quick. I think I forgot to mention this, but it's let's see. Okay, so if you do, I think in a previous video I mentioned indexing services. So if you are signed up for an indexing service and have all that set up, just to make sure that your links get sent to that indexing service, when you're creating all of these submissions, just click this little checkbox down here that says send links to indexing service, and that will automatically, when the link is created, automatically send it to your indexing service so that links get indexed much faster. So just one other thing that I wanted to point out there. And I think that's pretty much it. So I've already created that campaign. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The next thing that I just wanted to mention too, so like I said, over here you can find all of your links that have been created. These are all links that have been created for another campaign that I'm running. And then you can check on them also using Ahrefs, which I mentioned in a previous video. If you go here, you can use this a few times a day for free, and then if you sign up for an account, you can use it in more detail, use more of the features and whatnot. But the free account will at least show you how many backlinks are going to your site. It shows you how they've been created over time, like how many have been created, how many have been lost, and also your anchors text right here, so you can see how many links you're getting for various anchor text, what percentage of anchor text is linking into your site for various terms and whatnot. So you can check on all that right there, and that's free. Also, I mentioned how SEO Moz has a really good service for tracking your campaigns. It is a little bit more expensive, so there's another site here called Microsite Masters where you can actually track your keywords that you're targeting. You can track how your site's ranking for those keywords here. It's a little bit more affordable if that's all you're looking to do. So yeah, for the cheapest plan SEO Moz has is $100 a month. It's like $99 a month. They actually have a free plan here where you can track 10 keywords at Microsite Masters, and then the next one up is $19.95 for 150 keywords. So it's a little bit more affordable than SEO Moz. So if you want to track your progress, that's a good way to do it. But essentially, that's pretty much it. So that we've already got our campaign ready to go. So at this point, you would have created your entire site. You have your first campaign set up, and of course, over time, you're going to want to do more campaigns. Our first campaign we set up to submit over 21 days. So you might want to go back, after a month or so, into Magic Submitter and create another campaign for that site if you're still ranking and you want to get another ranking boost, maintain your spot in Google. In the next video, it will be our last video, and I'm just going to wrap up and go over some of the things that we've talked about in this training, and then give you a few ideas for how to further monetize your sites beyond just having the review and affiliate links. So we'll talk more about that in the next video. I'll see you there.